GSL.
What's up, guys? This is Tastosis here at the GSL Code S. It is going to be a very interesting day. We only have one match here.
Yeah, it's the round of 4 now, and it's going to be a best of 7 between MMA and Parting. But before we talk about that, let's look at this, guys. If we get 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube for GSL, which is at /GXP on YouTube.com, then you get the VODs within 24 hours in Season 2 for free.
Yeah, definitely do that. Check that out. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Do the right thing. But more importantly, let's talk about today, Artosis.
Let's talk about today. It's a round of 4, man, and we have 2 very old school players here in Parting and MMA. For MMA to come back and make it this deep is amazing. Everyone's watching him. Can he do it? Can he go the whole way and be another time champion?
Or can Parting win? Parting
hasn't won GSL yet.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a long time about he should have won a GSL by now. Is that okay? Are we going to
no, it's fine.
All right. Wasn't sure if we were going to lose a monitor there. I saw something fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Parting, a very talented player. He was the world champion back,
2012.
2012, thank you. But never won a GSL, and GSL really is...
It's actually harder than the World Championships.
Essentially, yeah, crowning...
Sorry,
it
is.
Sorry, World Championships, but it's true, though. GSL actually more competitive, more regular, which is one of the reasons why we had so many Koreans come back here and choose to just stay in Korea for the majority of their time.
Yeah.
It was different last year. If you're new to StarCraft II, I know occasionally we do get some new viewers here. We now have all the best of the best constantly competing in this one tournament. And there's a very good chance that either Parting or MMA could win this whole thing. And frankly, if whoever wins between those two, if they do, that's incredible. That's a huge story. MMA won a GSL way long ago, like 3 years ago, that we casted back at BlizzCon. And then, was not as successful in the GSL since then. Parting, we've been waiting a long time to see how he's going to do.
Yeah, certainly the case. And of course, next week we're going to have the other semifinals because they're off to Katowice for the IEM World Championships. That will be Life versus Hero. And obviously that side of the bracket is going to be a bit favored, but you cannot underestimate MMA and Parting, and you cannot underestimate how sick this match coming up should be.
I am really looking forward to this. The 2 of the best personalities today in StarCraft, MMA and Parting. I'm really interested to see how the pre-match interview is going to go, if there will be trash talk or not.
Parting has tried to stop that a little bit and trash talk afterwards because he said it was affecting him. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Momentarily, we're going to go to a quick video and show you guys the journey that MMA and Parting had to undertake to get to where they are now here in the semifinals.
That's right. I am so excited, Tasteless.
And, that's what happened. Yeah. Okay, I saw what fell down there. Okay, it was your phone fell behind there. All right. I thought it was actually the stand for the monitor. I was like, uh-oh.
That would have been bad.
That would have been bad.
I forgot to tweet that GSL's on. I bet no one's watching.
Nobody's watching. It's just you and me.
Go retweet it, guys.
That camera's not even on. That camera's actually full of jelly beans.
That's my favorite type of camera.
Yeah. I guess we're not going to go to that video just yet.
No.
But soon we will. Okay, now we're going to go to that sick production by TS.
제가 정말 최고의 경기를 보여줬고 2012년을 여러 가지 인재들임을 믿어 주지 않겠습니다.
그렇죠. 여기 트로피 세리머니까지 미리 보여주고 있습니다. 시간석 진출 엄청난 대기록을 세운 원희석 선수. 잘 알고 있는 원희석 선수 기본 명령으로 단대를 붙이고 있습니다.
네, 이상 아쉬워서 못 나가고 있는데 게임은 사실 끝났고.
진짜 아쉬운 거죠.
28살의 문성호 선수예요. 모든 상대방의 금살 떨어진 드라.
승리 세레머니 진짜.
오니상의 부활입니다. 4강 올라가는 원희석 선수.
Welcome to the studio, guys. We're now going to go to a quick interview here from Judy.
자, 2015년 첫 시즌 이제 결승까지 단 한 걸음이 남았습니다. 오늘 이 4강전 첫 번째 경기
So we're only one step
첫
away from
경기에
the final.
나서는 문성원 선수와 원희삭 선수 바로
Let's
만나보겠습니다.
meet
안녕하세요.
who's going to make it to the finals. Here we have MMA. Hello.
자,
They both say hello.
꾸준함에서 밀리지 않는 두 분이 만났습니다. 먼저 문성원 선수 노력의 교실로
Those who are known for
16강부터는
consistency.
무패로 지금까지 오게 됐는데요. 오늘 원희삭 선수 준비 잘 되셨어요?
From the round of 16 until now,
테란전 워낙
you never lost one
본인도
match. How are you
자신
feeling
있어하고
today?
결과도 그렇게 말해주고 있어서
네.
좀 많이 긴장하면서 준비했는데
네.
오늘
Harding must be really confident against Terran. So
오늘도
I'm actually, I was a little bit nervous during my preparation, but today,
네, 뭐 1세트
it's an
이기면
important day.
기세로
Today, my first match is going to be the most important.
와, 테란의 스페셜한
He
원희
has to be as
선수인데
confident to
오늘도
win.
기분이 괜찮다
He says if I play as I
말씀하시네요.
prepare,
자, 원희 선수
then I have a big chance to win.
4강까지 왔습니다. 12연속 코드 S 진출에 꾸준하면서 밀리지 않는 원희삭 선수인데 오늘 자신 있으세요?
오늘
So it's your 12th consecutive Code S, but you've never made it to the finals.
네.
Are you confident to make it to the finals today?
이렇게 힘들게
I really practiced a lot. I really
오랜
prepared a
시간 끝에
lot.
올라왔기 때문에 엄청 소중하게 생각하고
It's been a long
네.
그래서
journey. It's
함께
been my
함께
dream
정말
to win a
후회 남지 않을
GSL.
만큼 열심히 준비했기 때문에
Every match is actually
오늘
so
좋은 결과가
important for
나오지
me.
않을까 조심스럽게 생각합니다.
I don't want to lose a
힘들게
single map today. I'm
올라왔다
going to do my very best.
말씀하셨는데 자, 역시 원희삭 선수 3년 만에 4강에 왔습니다. 트라우마인 벌레들도 넘었잖아요. 자, 이번에 스스로 좀 달라졌다고 느끼시나요?
So
솔직히
you've,
제가
you've,
8강이나
gotten over your slump. You beat
저그 벌레들한테 많이 졌는데
네.
근데 제가 이번에
I know in the round of
분수를
16
자꾸
and the round of 8,
극복했다고 말하기에는
I was always getting
아직은
knocked out by Zergs.
극복한 것까지는 아니고 그냥 운이 약간 좀 따라줬다
My opponent was
생각하고
solar.
있고요. 그리고
네.
만약에 제가 오늘 문성호 선수를 꺾고
So,
결승에
I
올라간다면
can't necessarily say that I've
그때는
overcome my
약간 조금
PVZ, but
성장한 것 같다는
if I
느낌이
defeat
많이
MMA
들었고요.
tonight,
네, 상대가 16강부터는
I'm
무패를
going to
달리고
feel that
있어요.
overall I've
두렵지
just
않으세요?
improved so much. And she
저는
said, aren't you afraid of
그런
MMA?
거를
He hasn't lost any
신경 안
games in
쓰고
the
안
previous
믿지도
round.
않아요. 솔직히
네.
징크스 같은 거는. 그래서 저는 제 자신만
Martin says,
실수
I
안
don't even
하고 제가
care.
준비한 것만 제대로
I don't need to
하면은
focus on my opponent.
그 누가 와도
I just focus on
이길
myself
수
and my
있다는
play and my
자신만을 항상
strategy.
갖고 경기 임해왔기 때문에
네.
그래서
So whenever
오늘
I go into the games,
제가
I try to have
준비한
full
것만
confidence on
잘하면은
myself.
이길 수 있을 것 같아요.
네,
And if I
이길
play
수
as I
있다
prepared, then I have
자신감을
a good
보여주고
chance to win.
계신데 두 분 모두 자유의 날개부터 꾸준히 활약을 보여주고 계십니다. 문성원 선수 요즘 팬들의 지지를 굉장히 많이 받고 있거든요.
Most of our
부담되진
players haven't had as good results as you in Wings of Liberty.
힘이 되고 있고
네.
그
MMA
힘으로
got a
더
lot of
열심히
support
하고
from
있는
his
것 같아요.
fans.
와,
She said, don't you feel any pressure to make great results today?
저그 좀 넘으라 이렇게 말씀하셨다고 했는데 어머니의 지지 많이 받고 오셨나요?
오늘 제가 그 집에 자취를
She
하면서
said, partying if you talk to your mom since you
네.
made it to the semifinals.
원래 보통 저 경기 있으면 그냥 전화만 하시고
They said, well, I don't actually live with my parents.
걱정이 많이 되셨나 봐요. 그래서
네.
Or my mom, excuse me,
딸기를
not.
사 드시고
네.
저한테 주시더라고요.
I only made a phone call to my mom.
그
Normally I just talk to her over the phone, but anyways, my mom was a little bit worried about me. She was worried for me more than I was.
네.
긴장하지 말고 집에서
So she brought over some really nice strawberries to the team house,
어머니가 이거 지금 보고 계실 텐데
and it was really nice. And I appreciate my
어머니의
mother.
기도에
And
이어서 오늘은 또 딸기의 힘으로
I'm very
또
grateful for her. And I was
잘하겠다
really,
말씀을
I'm glad to know my
해주셨습니다.
mom cares about me so
그동안
much.
문성원 선수도
I told my
주변의
mom to just
지지와 또
relax
도움을 많이
and just eat
받으면서
some
이
fried
자리까지
chicken and
오게
watch my games
됐잖아요.
today.
주변에서 많이 응원해 주시죠?
Are there
네,
any
많이 응원해 주시고요.
friends or
다만
people around you who have been supporting you,
많이
MMA?
부족했어요. 연습하는데.
오, 75% 승률이던데.
Yes, there's lots of
원희영
people who've been
선수랑
supporting me and
친한
cheering for
포토스가
me,
워낙
but
많더라고요. 그래서
네.
좀 많이
I'm really
연습하기
weak against
힘들었는데,
Protoss.
네.
네, 연습을 도와준 선수들을 위해서라도 이겨야 될 것
So,
같아요.
네, 자,
I know there's a lot of
지금까지 또
Protoss
저력을
fans
보여주고
supporting.
계신
So
문성원
I'm
선수
asking,
그리고 코데스
I'm asking
12연속
those fans
진출의
to cheer for
원희삭
me,
선수
and,
오늘
good Protoss
명경기가
players
나올
help me
것
prepare.
같은데요. 경기 시작하기 전에 두 분의 또
He
강력한
says we're
한마디
expecting some great
들어보겠습니다.
games
가장
tonight.
먼저 이번에는 원희삭 선수가 자,
Let's hear the final words you both have to say to each other, to your
해볼까요?
fans before we start.
제가
Party,
문성
you
선수
first.
관찰을 좀 많이 했는데 정말 열심히 하시더라고요. 진짜로 저의
네.
못지않게.
Yeah, I've watched
저 보면서 웃음이
MMA
좀 많이
for a
나왔는데
long
아,
time.
진짜 절실하구나
really
이 문성 선수도.
practiced hard.
그래서
And put a lot
저도
of
엄청
effort.
절실한데 솔직히 오늘 문성 선수가
I really
준비한 빌드들이
respect how
전 매우
disciplined
엄청
he is as a
기대돼요.
player.
제가 준비한 것보다. 그래서 저를 실망 안
But
시켜주셨으면
I do have high expectations about
승은
MMA's
오늘
builds. I
제가
hope he
하도록
doesn't
하겠습니다.
disappoint me with his performance
승은
today.
본인이 하겠지만
But he said, "But I'm the one who's
실망시키지
gonna have to make
않는
it to
걸
the finals."
기대한다고 하셨습니다. 자, 동생의 훈훈한 멘트 참 힘이 되실 것 같은데 자, 대답해 주시죠.
You want to make any comments about what Party said?
기대 많이 하셔도 괜찮을 것 같고 좀
네.
Yes,
네,
Party, I think it's
잘못하면 진짜
okay
4대0
to have
갈수
high
있으니까
expectations for
충격은
my
받지 마세요.
performance.
네, 충격은 받지 말아라
Please don't be shocked
말씀해 주셨는데요.
if
자,
I
두 분의
overcome
훈훈한
you,
멘트로
without
또
much
이렇게
effort.
이야기 들어봤습니다. 오늘 경기 시작하기 전에 두 분의 데이터 확인해 보시죠.
All right, that does it for the interview, guys.
All right. So the only question remains, will we see Iron Fortress today? It is a best of 7.
I don't know what that map looks like anymore, Tosis.
Yeah, pretty much.
Iron Fortress is our newest map at the GSL, but
Yeah.
generally players don't want to play on a newer map. They want to play on one they practiced, for years. So
Sure.
we just have not had games that map is almost always vetoed.
What's your prediction going forward here?
Parting wins.
Yeah?
It's a best of 7, so I'm going to say 4-2 or 4-1.
4-2 or 4-1. Wow, that's pretty strong. I think that this is super close in my head. Like, I could say either name and be happy with my prediction.
Well,
which is
say
kinda
one
funny.
or Tosis.
I will. This is because, like, I thought Party was going to win, and then I sat here and really thought about it. And I'm like, wait a minute. What is MMA's real strength? He's very smart. He learns throughout a series. Like, the longer the series is, I feel like the better he adapts.
That is a very good point.
And Parting is a little bit cheesy, a little bit aggressive on average. And I think that that's something that MMA very certainly in a best of 7 should be able to adapt to over time. And the thing is, you catch Parting trying to do a cheese, you're going to win. So I'm just slightly leaning towards MMA.
Okay. What do you think the score would be?
I think this is a 4-2 or a 4-3.
4-2
Either way
or
it goes.
4-3?
Iron Fortress
Iron
is the second
Fortress!
map!
MMA actually picked Iron Fortress.
Wow.
No.
Probably want to get out of the way.
Well, we're going to have to do some research real quick here to figure out what this map looks like, because we never get to cast
Is
games
that even
on it.
that's a StarCraft map, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's actually a place. Maybe it's actually a fortress made out of iron or Tosis.
Could be. Well, as far as the map pool goes, let's see. The thing is, I don't know which way to put Iron Fortress. Like, we've seen like 2 games on it.
But
so
we have no data by that at all.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see
The
what
one
MMA
PBT we saw there, a Protoss 1, that doesn't mean anything though. So
Well, no, I mean, that's like, there's just not enough data to glean anything there.
yeah.
By the way, guys, come down to our studio. Entry is free. I see we got a good amount of people here today.
Yeah, I think MMA 4-2 is this. Yep.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. If it hits game 7, like Overgrowth is where you actually can stop every drop as a Protoss. It's like the most closed off map. So if it goes that far, 4-3 parting. It's 4-3 parting or 4-2 MMA. There you go. Bam, done. Easy.
You did it, Artosis.
All right, I'm done here, guys. I'll see you at the finals. I'm taking 2 weeks off. I'll see you later.
Man, really cool. Foxtrot Labs we're gonna start this all off here, and I believe our players are almost ready. They've just closed the doors now to the soundproof booths, so we're gonna be going into this, Artie.
Yeah, and they get to come out until it's over, or we hit set 4, or they have to go to the bathroom.
All right, here's our first player, MMA. Very talented, actually crushed MVP in a fairly one-sided series back when MVP was just not losing anything.
Yeah. Quite the case.
Back in BlizzCon, I think 2011.
That was...
I believe it was BlizzCon 2011.
Yeah, it was 2011. Good work, Tasis. Good date recall.
You know, me and those date recalls, man, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see how he does here. As Artosis said, I think quite correctly, he adapts very well in a long series. And this is funny. I had no idea he was doing this well against Protoss. People kept talking about how he wasn't that good against Protoss, but I'm looking at this thinking, what? I guess he's fine.
Yeah, you know, I do want to go ahead and be the ass that points out the players as you go further down the list. DRNC, that was both in GSL Code S. Then he lost to Younghua, a Code S caliber player, and then we start hitting the Protoss. Well, he beat Classic, that's really great at BlizzCon. He beat Stardust, who's a very good Protoss, normally lives in Europe. Patience, he was in Europe for a long time. And then we go down the list a little bit more, and it's like, okay, like Mana's very good, but we're getting into foreigner territory. You know, it's not the same as like if we took something from what Life has done or something. You know what I mean?
It is
a little bit
That
different.
is fair. I guess what I was trying to point out was not that it was just the fact that the record itself is still so good.
No,
You know
it
what
is.
I mean?
It's really
When they talk about
fantastic.
the weakness of the matchup, I'm like, well, I mean, still, it's not like he's been losing to him a bunch.
No, certainly
And
the
here,
case.
this yawning man is probably going to cause me to yawn later, and the other people who are watching at home, because yawns are contagious. This guy is partying, the world champion of 2012, winning in Shanghai.
The yawns are contagious is a myth.
That's not true.
Yeah, no, I saw a partying yawn. I'm never going to yawn again in my whole life.
Are
Just
you
to
kidding
show.
me? No, yawning is contagious, Tosis.
It's not going to happen.
Someone's
Tosis will
yawning.
never yawn again. You tell me if you ever catch me yawning again.
I got my eyes on you. I bet
All
you're
right,
going to be
you
yawning
do
in
it.
this cast.
I won't do it. How could I yawn? I couldn't be tired for such a great cast.
You don't have to be tired of yawn. Recent 10 matches here from partying.
Like, I would say that even this is 7-3, and his opponent there, MMA, it was 8-2. This looks more impressive.
Well, it does. Mario.
4 of those against Maru.
That's crazy.
Hell.
Marine King's been doing very well lately, beating
Yeah.
Flash. Yeah, I mean, he's got some good results.
Yeah. Very scary stuff. This match, I think, should be close. But they've had a long time to prepare. The thing is, sometimes when you have a really long time to prepare, one player blows out the other because he's like, no, I just hit this other level, and what's up?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when they're really in the zone, that's tough.
Notice I haven't yawned yet, by the way.
I don't know how you do it,
It's
man.
literally never going to happen again because they aren't contagious.
It's literally never going to happen
Probably
again.
my entire life.
You're literally never going to yawn again. Your
You
whole
watch.
life.
I will almost drown once and get my head above the water, and the only way for me to get enough air to not pass out is to yawn, and then I just choose to die. That's how it'll go.
Artosis was truly the most stubborn man I ever knew. Well, we got a lot of people down here in the studio. Guys, feel free to make some signs. We got a little poster board and markers there in the front. You can make a sign. If you put that sign on TV and you're esports famous for just your 15 seconds of esports fame,
Yeah.
you also get 2 GSL coins.
Everyone in the world will wish they were you for those 15 seconds.
Yeah, they will.
Because then they'd have GSL coins and be on TV. Wow.
That's the dream, my friend.
Yeah.
They have now joined the lobby here on Foxtrot Labs. Our game is just now loading up. It is a best of 7, and the winner here is going to go on to the finals and possibly become the champion of this year's first GSL Code S.
It's a great outro. It's too bad it didn't line up with it.
Yeah, it was really good, wasn't it? And then they just stayed on camera for a long time.
Cameras to capture your image, your city hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. If you want a revolution, I'll really give it to y'all.
In the bottom left, in the red.
에이슬 MMA.
In the upper right, in the purple.
Yo Flash Whoops Party.
I'm happy this is a best of 7.
Well, especially for these two players.
Yeah. Well,
Parting.
it's just going to make for such a nice series. Parting does a lot of different stuff, and MMA needs time to learn. Like, I think it's just... The thing is, I think Parting is actually a little bit better than MMA in my mind still.
Yeah,
Even
he
though
is in my
MMA has
mind.
had a great tournament, it's like... It's almost a surprise he's had a great tournament. And he had a great BlizzCon too, but in between he didn't really do anything, you know? MMA's kind of weird like that.
All right, we got, I believe that's a Space Marine.
That it's either that or
it's
the
a-
back of a shoe with arms.
Oh,
like that
you're
one?
funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, man.
Yeah, I feel on today. I'm ready for this.
I'm ready.
I'm not going to yawn either. I just feel I feel like I'm commander of the universe right now. Bow before me, nerds. Well, it looks like a factory build
Kind
here
of funny
from
he's
MMA.
chasing this SCV.
Yeah, that is kind of
That
funny.
doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, right? I don't even know what would be the utility in ever following the SCV. You know?
Well, based on the scout, He may have decided that Terrans do something when they scout. The thing is, this isn't actually telling, like, a lot of times you'll see him scout with a Reaper Expand. He's scouting here with a Fast Factory even. But the thing is, also, I want to point out, Parting is going double gas against a Factory before Expand, so he's actually got the right to build too.
Oh, nice. From the first Iron Squid. Oh, and we saw some support for Funka in there.
Yeah. And Pomful Dude and another guy.
I love Funka.
Funka's great.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. A great observer.
He is.
At Abisi never had anything on Funka. I don't care what anyone says. Which means, of course,
that guy's observing was trash. He had to go to an administrative role. He got chased out of the observing industry and had to go to an administrative role at DreamHack.
Oh, you run DreamHack now? Because you couldn't make it as an observer.
That's where all the washed-up observers. That's where all the washed-up observers go, man.
Yeah, they run DreamHack. That's all there is to it.
Oh, you are on today, Artosis.
We have a couple Stalkers popping out before any Nexus. Looks like he does want to go ahead and make that Nexus before any tech. This is going to be a very nice scout to see this Hellion. That's going to tell him like so much about what this build actually is.
Yep, the Hellion does get by. Nexus goes down now.
And now we get to see some cool tricks here by Parting, putting a pylon there next to the ramp. He could make another one to make like a little wall for,
a little
for this.
Choke there.
For units. But yeah, he kind of made that choke smaller. Hard to get by that.
And this is pretty cute. Little harass here. I can't even believe he's dancing that close to it.
Well, it's Parting. He's got the best micro.
That's true, especially when it comes to Stalkers.
Yeah. His Stalker micro is second to none. I'm not talking about Blink. I'm talking about straight up Stalkers. Because who needs Blink when you're doing an Immortal All-In? Well, here he is getting immediately after seeing this tech. He's already started his Nexus a little bit quicker than the command and going Twilight Robo. So this is like a fantastic counter to his opponent. As long as there's not like, you know, a speed medevac that comes out and drops, which we see there absolutely is not going to be. But like as far as build orders go, Parting has the upper hand. But MMA is getting a second command. So if Parting chooses to play this very defensively, MMA catches right back up with that extra greediness.
Now let's also keep in mind, too, MMA was saying earlier, really the first game in the series is very important. So we can get the tempo. Also note, for Game 2 here that's coming up, MMA actually okayed Iron Fortress to be the second map, which means he has to have something planned on that.
You think he, like, just straight up wanted to make sure that they played that before the series was over? Or was he thinking this was going to be a long series and wanted to get it
Well, I doubt he's thinking the latter. I think it's probably he has something special in store here. I mean,
I think you're right, but you could be totally wrong.
I mean, it would certainly be a situation where if he has to play on that map, he has something special in store for his opponent there. Then we have the proxy pylon over here.
Yeah, and do notice there's not a whole lot of probes. He hasn't been focusing Chronos on probes. He hasn't been really pumping up his economy. I mean, he is still making some, but this could lead us to believe that he's going to do a very dedicated 3-gate Blink Stalker attack, which would not even be bad in this situation. We can look at this and say, oh, there's barely any units for MMA. He's got that Observer. Actually looks pretty good for Parting.
Thank God he spotted that mine there. And I don't think there's going to be enough time for the mine to run away, so he just picks that off. Now, MMA is a bit sparse on units here. So losing that mine actually a bit impactful there.
Now
Scan over here is going to reveal what's going on. I do like that Observer he left back at home.
7 Blink Stalkers, man. That's pretty scary. He's going for this bunker right away. Will be able to knock it right down.
Now, if you can control Stalkers perfectly, they can go miles against Marines. I mean, they're just so strong.
Marines are just straight. Marines are not good against Blink Stalkers at all. Not even good against Stalkers. Yeah. So this is a really tough situation for MMA.
Oop, lost one. He's got the Blink back here. And see, every time it's when the Terran starts to retreat that it gets ugly. And this bunker's going to finish, but you see the problem is the bunker is over there just to the left. So the Stalkers can actually blink around it, and he's going to have no problem bringing additional Stalkers in here. Second bunker finishes.
This is brutal. He is so far ahead right now. It's actually insane.
Yeah, and he could, if he wanted to, actually try to blink up into the main here.
Yeah, there's a possibility for that. I think it's...
Yeah, I think he has. Here comes the Observers.
Looks like he just wants to walk up the ramp. He needs a... Well, never mind. He's just going to blink straight up, realizing you don't have any units. Looks like a double command build. Very greedy stuff.
The position of these buildings is disastrous, actually.
Yeah.
You can start to blink around these buildings so that SCVs don't really do anything. GG. Parting wins game 1. Sleeves rolled up. A nice aggressive attack there early on. Wrecked MMA. Yeah, I think we don't see enough games where it really highlights how much Stalkers are so much better than Marines early on. And you don't really get to see the full extent of that until you watch the Marines actually try to run away.
Yeah.
The Stalkers can get a handful of shots off. Plus, when they have Blink, you are never going to get away from Stalkers and Marines. So,
and, you know, I think one of the problems in this series, or in this game rather, Parting walked across, like he chose a double gas build, which was already good against what MMA was doing, and he saw that Hellion so early that he knew that it was a factory before CC, and he just like followed up with a build that no matter what, he will be in a fine spot.
Yeah.
And it gives him so much flexibility because he has 2 tech routes, he has his expansion up quicker than you. Everything about, like, Parting just completely had the advantage there. As soon as he saw that Hellion, he knew every step of the way what to do.
Well, I'm a little bit worried for MMA here. I mean, he was talking a lot about that first game. I guess we'll have to see what he does here on Iron Fortress. I'm also curious if Parting has something cheesy prepared on Iron Fortress.
Wouldn't be surprised.
To the robotic standard macro Protoss, or the complete insane cheesy Protoss, Parting tends to lean a little bit more on the cheesy side.
Yes, he does.
He'll do something that you might only be able to pull off once in a match to get a win, versus something that he has to practice several hundred games before he has it refined enough that he can do it perfectly.
It's kind of funny because that's definitely the case, and that's definitely his style. But, like, for instance, when he was playing against Rogue, like, weren't 2 of his wins straight up macro games?
And that's what's funny about it, is that it's
or not Rogue, but Solar.
Yeah, Solar. Well, what's funny about it is that he can macro. This guy absolutely can macro and macro perfectly, but when you look at the decisions he makes in most of his games, there's a lot of
he prefers
really
to mix
tricky
it up.
stuff.
That's his true strength is in the execution of these micro-based types of attacks, and there he nailed it. So the thing is, like, I don't mind Terran mixing it up and doing something like a factory first, but I don't like specifically. Parting likes tech early on. He likes cheesy stuff early on. He likes mixing up with micro early on, and that is not what you want a factory first against.
Well,
I would say that
it's
like,
time to see what
MMA
Iron...
needs to Reaper expands, man. Like, I think if he just does 6 Reaper expands from here,
that's pretty smart. Well, we'll see what he's got in store on this map specifically, since we're going to see what Iron Fortress actually looks like as a map, because we have not casted any games on this in so long.
Yeah,
but I guess when you finally,
this season.
I guess when you finally get to a best of 7, you have to.
We knew we'd see it eventually.
Eventually, the game is now loading up. MMA against Parting. This is a best of 7 with a 1-game lead right now to Parting. The winner of this series is going to go on to the finals for a chance to be this year's first GSL Code S Champion.